I would describe the dating scene as a garbage fire.
Terrible. Chivalry's dead.
I would describe it as very focused on hookup culture.
People just kind of like trying to hit, like, and dip.
Fucking sucks.
A clusterfuck of epic proportions.
The pool of fish is dead. My name's 11, I'm 24, and I'm single. I'm using Hinge, Tammy, Bumble, and I did try Tinder once, but that gave me way too much anxiety, so I was like, no, I can't do it. I check them weekly. I'm more on Hinge now just because I have a couple matches, but it's all ended at hi. So just like actually meeting them, I get ghosted so many times. Like we'll have a plan, we'll be talking day of, we're gonna meet at this place at this time. I show up, they don't show up. And I'm waiting there for an hour like, oh, maybe something happened, you know? I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, and then I'm just waiting and waiting, and then they never show up, and then I text them after. They don't text me back, and I'm like, what the heck?
My name is Ayla, I'm 20 years old, and I'm single. I've only used Hinge. Nowadays, it's more of like a once a week, like scroll through, almost like Instagram kind of thing, and then nothing ever comes from it. But back when I first got it, I would like check it a few times per day because it was like exciting and new. I think both positive and negative. I think it's added on to that disconnect because people can just sit in their rooms on a screen without actually practicing their skills and like even just like practicing their flirting in person. So I think that's more of the negative side, but also I think it's a good thing for people that maybe don't get out as much and have a more comfortable time doing it from their home and from their phone. So I think it can be positive or negative. I think it just depends on like what sort of relationship you're looking to get out of it.
I'm Vivian, I'm 20, and I'm single. So I use Hinge sometimes. Recently, not that much. I'd say I was a lot more avid on it last year. I don't know, recently, like, probably when I'm like drunk or something, like wanting to get like a good laugh or something. Oh my God, I think I know that guy. No, I don't.
I was hooking up with this guy, the one that I had the like year-long thing with, and I had taken an edible. I'm not like super like into weed or whatever, but I have taken some, so I know my limits, which is like 10 to 20. But I took this different one that I've never tried before, and we were about to like get into it, and I greened out, and he was like not paying attention to me at all. He started talking to me about his ex, and I was like, well, I'm literally like dying right now. Why are you talking about your ex right now? Like, help me. Like, I was about to, like, I couldn't move. I was like, what the heck is happening? I've never felt this before. And he was like, oh yeah, me and my ex, we did this, and I miss her so much, and I want to get back together. And I'm like, what the heck? And then like, he ordered me an Uber home, didn't get in the car with me, and I was like, oh my God, what if I get kidnapped? And the guy, the Uber driver, he stopped at a gas station, and I was like, I'm cooked. And then it turned out to be fine. Like, I made it home safe, and I threw up, but I was like, okay, the next day.
My name is Philip Snowin, I'm 23, and I'm not single. I started using dating apps because around this time during fall, during October, December, November, it gets chilly. I think people coined the term as cuffing season. It haunts over you, and I got on a dating app because I wanted someone to spend time with during the winter. Apps can be good when used correctly, but most of the time, a lot of people on apps, they are looking for something quick, or they are more emotionally invested than they are ready for. But I think it's like all things, it's how you use it. If you use it right, then maybe you do find the right person, and it's a happy ending.
My name is Alana Davis, and I'm 21.
My name is Michael Fusey, I'm 20.
We started talking off Tinder. So Tinder, it's really easy to talk to like all kinds of people. I was also on Hinge as well, so I was talking to like a couple of different people, but he was the one that sparked my interest. Yeah, and then we started talking, and then we had our first call together. And I think that really kind of, what's the word, like kind of pushed it, like we kind of really worked out just the way that we were talking and our conversations were flowing. So from there we kind of decided like, let's do a date.
Starbucks and cemetery.
Okay, so our first date, it was really funny because we started talking because I saw that he was went to City College, the same college I was going to. So I'm like, oh, hey, you go to City. And that's how we started talking. And so he asked me out on a date, and there was a Starbucks with no seats. So he's like, hey, do you want to go to the cemetery? Like, what was it, like across the street or a couple blocks down?
It was like maybe 2 to 3 blocks away.
So our first date ended up being at a cemetery, and we just kind of walked around and had fun. But he knew that was kind of my vibe, though. I don't know how, but he managed to figure that out. And I know it's weird to say because it was cemetery, but it was actually pretty romantic because the cemetery was really beautiful. So we're like walking, and then we did the cheesy like old hands thing, and we were like walking around the cemetery, and it was just beautiful. It was actually really romantic for a first date.
In person it's just so much easier in my opinion because also there's not this weight sitting on you of like, oh, it has to work. Because like if you're coming from a dating app, it's either like a one and done or you keep going. But in person it's more of like you suss out the vibe, see if you get along. And also I think it's more fun because it's like more of a mystery in a way because you didn't like have this forced meetup.
I'm Maggie. I'm 25 years old.
Al, I'm 22.
I guess it's a little bit different doing dating apps than not dating apps. Before dating apps, for me, it always felt a little bit more authentic, whereas dating apps to me feel a little bit more shallow and on the surface.
We worked together on a play.
She's an actor.
And she's a stage
I
manager.
was a stage manager.
Yeah.
That's how we met. And then I think it was like the last week of the production when we were in dress, where I think it started getting harder to like
Be professional.
So we started dating after the show ended, but
We understand that the hobbies or like the things we like or like even the jobs we want to have are going to be very similar to what it was when we met. Like we understand how our future is going to look, if that makes sense. So I feel like it is different because I feel like if we had met through dating apps, it definitely would have been like, oh, you're into theater? Me too. But like, it was like a trauma experience, that show. It was a wild show. So I feel like
that was a lot for sure.
it was easier to bond that way rather than forcing something. I will say, the way we started dating, it was a lot of me being like, but it's friendly, right? Like, I will say that's the one thing I would have liked about a dating app. Because second date, we held hands for around 4 hours. We stopped, and in my head I was like, that was like friendly, right? Like that's what friends do. We would send paragraphs. Like when I'm talking paragraphs, I'm talking the kinds you have to scroll to keep seeing. And I was like, but she doesn't like me. But like it's friendly.
I like to think of the basis of our relationship as being friends first, because I feel like every romantic relationship, the basis should be friendship, because that's very important. Well, there was a breakup period for a couple months. It was a couple months not being together, but we got back together because we saw that our maturity got better. Before we broke up, things were getting rocky between us, and I think there was just this misunderstanding between each other. And then for a couple months we were broken up, but we were friends still. But we were still hanging out, and it just felt like nothing kind of changed. And then we kind of realized that we couldn't do the friend thing, and it was like, this was kind of us, like we were kind of meant to be together. So it took a lot of work of maturing from both parts, because we would get pissy at each other for the stupidest stuff. And then individually we started realizing, like, why are we getting mad over this? Why is this like this? And we had to go through a point of maturity from the both of us, individually and as a couple. And now this is so cheesy, but it's like we're stronger than ever because we went I know.
Cornball over here.
I know. But it feels like that breakup period was very much needed. It had nothing to do with like the dating app stuff, but it was just something that was needed for both of us to mature and just be better people and a stronger couple.
Obviously, every couple is going to face certain challenges, and it's different for every couple. And you never really know until you get there with your partner. So just being willing to have the conversation is also really important, I think.
I feel like lately when I hear people break up, it's like, oh, it just got too hard. I was like, was it too hard or was it too uncomfortable? So I think being okay with being uncomfortable is a big thing about relationships too.
Like a lot of people quit when it gets hard, just because they don't want to spend the time to actually talk it through and see the other person's point of view. So I think that's also really important.
I always just tell myself and my friends, like, just genuinely be yourself, because also, like, that's how you make friends, too, because your people will gravitate towards you if you're being yourself. And if you're in a relationship where you feel like you're not doing enough or you're doing too much or being someone you're not, then it's just not going to work out. So you might as well wait a little longer by being yourself, and then you'll find your actual person.
I say this to my roommate, like, all the time. Like, no expectations and, like, no assumptions. And like the only person that you should be looking out for is yourself. I feel like that's where I've gone wrong dating before.
I think the most important thing is if you're not ready, then they're probably not ready. If you're insecure, they're probably insecure. And I remember one of my friends told me people who don't go to therapy cause people to get hurt and go to therapy. So I think the most important takeaway is if you don't know what you want, don't be there. Just get settled, find yourself, and then you'll find someone who likes you for you.
No matter how you meet your partner, whether it's like in person or through an app or through social media, I always think that it's just better to know that they're your person. Who cares how you met them? Like, you shouldn't be ashamed to say you met them on Tinder, just like you shouldn't be ashamed that you met them in person. As long as you know they're your person, who cares? I still think it might be easier to find your person out in the wild, because dating apps are just, they're a scary place. So I think as long as you find your person, who cares how you meet them?